this sporting mecca will host the semi-finals of the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. And the 2 second leg matches underway this evening. First up, Waterhouse against Harbour at Sabina Park in Kingston, Jamaica. Harbour, of course, with the advantage from the first leg. Wherever you're watching, thank you so much for joining our coverage. My name is Donald Oliver. With me is Christopher Taylor. Warm conditions here at Sabina Park, 30 degrees Celsius and 71% humidity. And there is a stiff wind at the moment at 33 kilometers per hour. Pretty decent conditions for the players as we head into the evening. Waterhouse, of course, they are seeking to come from behind. They are usually dominant over this Harbour team, especially in recent times. The question is, will they be able to regain that form and book their spot into the final of the Jamaica Premier League for a 4th successive season? Harbour, they hold the advantage and they'll be hoping to really come to the party, this young team, as they have that advantage from the first leg. So too, done beholden over the defending champions Cavalier, all to play for heading into the second leg. In the first leg, a brilliant goal separated both teams. Chris Taylor, and coming off the bench, Nicholas Hamilton with an absolute cracker, getting by Kemar Foster.
So important to have that impact player coming off the bench, and it's great to see Ludlow Bernard adding that to his arsenal. But yeah, what a strike it was for the former Cavalier man, showing the quality that he possessed for the Cavalier team when he scored his 21 Premier League goals. Well, this was his 23rd, and what a strike it was with the left boot, beating the best goalkeeper in the land at the moment, Kemar Foster, by some distance. He's been the best in the JPL, Foster, but he had no chance there, and what a goal to win a match by Nicholas Hamilton.
Yeah, in fact, Harbour are winning their first match over Waterhouse in some 12 games. Over the course of those 12 games, they suffered 9 defeats, and we're talking about defeats including scorelines of 7-0, 5-1, 4-0. They have been really dominant, and let's see if Waterhouse will be able to get back that form in the second leg. Best to hear from their assistant coach right now, Daniel Bent, who spoke with Chris Taylor earlier.
Just a short turnaround between the first and second leg here, Daniel. How has the training session been like for Waterhouse?
Yeah, it has been good. Last evening, the chairman, Mr. Bentnow, visited our training, and he gave us some words of encouragement. So the players know the task at hand, and they are ready to deliver. Talking about to deliver at hand and so on, just a 3rd clean sheet of the season, or 3rd scoreless game for Waterhouse this season. How did the team react to that, and what kind of measures have you put in place to change it? Well, basically it's all about putting away the chances, because in the first day we got a lot of chances, but we did not put them away. So we basically we did a lot of work in front of goal this week, and we're ready. Squad bolstered as well, a couple of players back from injury. Yes. Deeper squad for Waterhouse, more choices off the bench. Yes, Devroy Gray gets a start today. Andre Modan out. The return also of Andre Leslie and Gregory Messam, who had a slight injury. So we are very, very fortunate to have them back, and we're looking forward to it. And in terms of turning around the result, what do you think are the key elements to do that? Create chances, score goals. Ron, talk to me about your season so far. Not in the starting lineup today, but you've had some interesting moments at right back.
Well, I mean, my season thus far is going really great. I mean, I must say I'm very happy, because I can see areas where I'm actually improving from last season until now. So, yeah. And apart from your game, talk to me about the team spirit. Obviously, you would have gone now 1-0 on Monday, but what's the dressing room like coming into today's fixture? Well, we are still in good mood. We know the task at hand, so we just have to come out here and play some quality football and just take our chances.
Cardinal Bembo has to be instrumental this evening in order for Waterhouse to stand a chance of getting by this Harbour team. 9 goals to his name so far, and I tell you what, he knows how to attend and perform on the big stage, and he'll be wanting to do that again under the lights here at Sabina Park against this Harbour team. Let's now hear from their coach Ludlow Bernard as they prepare for this test.
A lot of things really coming together for Harbour in the last few weeks. Consistent performances with what we didn't see early in the season. Would you say you're peaking at the right time?
I think I'm getting there, you know, but it wasn't by accident. We took a little time to really get a good cohesive group together, and our displays throughout the course of the season would have been inconsistent because of the inconsistent selections. But there has been some amount of steadiness in terms of the players that have been out there, and some consistency and quality in their play.
And talk to me about that big move to put the 17-year-old between the sticks. He's certainly been doing well, young Bennett.
Yes, he was one of those that really did get the confidence of the players throughout the course of the season. And circumstances basically arose in which the opportunity presented itself, and it wasn't a difficult decision for him to be asked to take up the responsibility. Of course, some amount of immaturity sets in now and again, but then he has the full confidence of the staff, the coaching staff and the players.
The keys today in terms of getting over this hurdle against Waterhouse?
I got to understand that one of the statistics coming out of the last game was that it was probably one of 3 games in which Waterhouse failed to score. Told him in the room earlier that they need to make this one number 4.
A man, a national representative like yourself, talk to me about how important your experience is in the dressing room, especially before an encounter like this.
I try my best to give the guys a calmness, a sense of calmness in the changing room. I've been here before, so most of them it's probably their first time playing in a Jamaica Premier League semi-finals. So I'm just here motivating them, especially young Deco, who is in goal. I've been supportive since I got back from national duties with him being in the goal. So I think I'm just there supporting the guys right now, and we're doing really well. So that's all I can do, just keep on supporting and motivating the guys as best as possible.
Colorado Murray is our player to watch. He has 6 goals to his name so far this season. Played like a house on fire in that first leg. Was shooting from all across the park really, and he was instrumental in that first leg. And he'll be hoping to step up to the plate once more against his old club. Let's see if he can actually be on the score sheet on this occasion. We take a short break, back with so much more, including the starting lineups and of course kickoff as semi-final day in the Jamaica Premier League continues. Welcome back to Sabina Park as we prepare for semi-final action in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. First up this afternoon, Harbour against Waterhouse. Harbour with the advantage from the first leg, and they'll be hoping to maintain that form, that advantage, and qualify for their first final in about since 2003. And let's see if they'll be able to go into their first showpiece final since that time. And it seems as if they may be just a little bit nervous. The squad with a lot of youngsters, their spectators, their supporters in the stands, will be hoping to see a very good performance from their squad over the course of 90 minutes or so. If it's tied on aggregate, of course, we go into extra time and then the dreaded penalties. Right after that, of course, the Champions Cavalier will be in action against Dunbeholden. Dunbeholden with the advantage in that semi-final encounter. Chris Taylor is with me. Want to know your initial thoughts on not just this semi-final day, but this first matchup between Waterhouse and Harbour.
Exciting day, great surface here at Bentnow Park, lovely atmosphere, great weather. And yeah, from the first leg, two interesting matches, two very tight games, and I expect something similar here today. Waterhouse against Harbour. I would be very brave to predict that Waterhouse would not score in 2 games running, and I don't really see that happening today. We see Andre Leslie there and Gregory Messam, they are back in the squad even though they are not starting, returning from injury. Great to see for them in terms of depth, as we see Javon James and company as well. So yeah, this Waterhouse team, highest scoring team, best defensive team, and I think in a do or die, in a must-win match here today, that we'll see some of that efficiency come into the fore. And I wouldn't be surprised, Donald, as I said previously, if this comes down to actually maybe a 2-1 victory for Waterhouse. I wouldn't be surprised if Harbour were to find the back of the net again as well. But I think this could go into extra time and maybe further.
London Bernard said that he was anticipating his team holding another clean sheet against Waterhouse. That's going to be hard pressed, but he also says that he expects Waterhouse to be on the front foot and and for the spaces to open up for Harbour to possibly counter-attack.
Yeah, I think the diversity of the attack from Waterhouse, I find it, unlikely, very unlikely that they would have a dull performance yet again. Denardo Thomas really didn't come to the party. Cardell Bembo was kept quiet for the most part. And yeah, they did get quite a few chances, though. The best probably fell to their experienced Keithy Simpson, who has just 2 goals on the season. Probably not the person you would have wanted to get that chance in the 18-yard box, and he couldn't convert. But I think Waterhouse will find the back of the net today. And as I said, a lot on the line. No Marcel Gale, and the statistics have shown that their focus and consistency not at the same high level when he's not there. So that's something that's working in Harbourview's favour. 2 games he was absent, Marcel Gale, in the preliminary round. Waterhouse actually conceded 4 goals in those 2 games. A draw and a win. This their 3rd game on Sunday, their first loss. So a win, a loss and a draw without Marcel Gale. But more importantly, 5 goals conceded, as I said, in these 3 games. This is a team that only conceded 18 goals in 22 games in the entire preliminary season.
These 2 in particular, Trayvon Reed on the left, Philon Lawrence on the right hand side. Again, youngsters continuing to make that transition to the senior level. They have been pivotal for Harbourview this season, especially the latter stages. I'm impressed by both of them.
Yeah, Trayvon Reed has been playing from the start. He's been good right throughout the season. Philon Lawrence just came into the party, and he's been doing well, the former Holy Trinity and JC star. He scored a brace a couple of matches ago, but his trickery in the wide areas and his pace is something that is giving the defensive units a lot of trouble. And of course, Colorado Murray was that puzzle piece that I thought was missing for Harbourview. They really lacked a potent number 9, a quality number 9. And Colorado Murray, a man who has lifted the golden boot before, and also when he was playing for Waterhouse, had a 12-goal season for them. He is a quality player. And yeah, it makes the Harbourview attack that much better and puts a lot more pressure on this team in the light blue and white of Waterhouse.
Waterhouse as I mentioned, in the blue and white. They have so much to play for.
What about that man, Cardell Bentnow? 11 goals on the season. He's joint second highest scorer in the Premier League, obviously behind Daniel Green, who has 13, who will play no further part. But Cardell Bentnow, with 11 goals and 3 assists, has been a top performer for Waterhouse this season.
Please welcome the team for today's opening encounter, Waterhouse FC and Harbour.
Well, I tell you what, misfortune notwithstanding, when they are in the showpiece final, Waterhouse, they are seeking to go into that showpiece final for the 4th successive season. Harbour, on the other hand, will be seeking to make that Jamaica Premier League final since the 2003-2004 season. They have won the league since that time, but it was in a league format. And now, because of these playoffs, because of these knockouts, they are seeking to go into a new dimension, possibly a new era with this young squad against the Waterhouse team. They have been there and they have done that. And who will come to the fore over the next 90 minutes or so? That's a big question. As we take a look at the officials, the ones in charge for this game, Odlan Harding, the captain, comes across to meet up with Ramon Howell. Christopher Mason is the man in charge. He'll be assisted by Melvin Reed, Ricardo McKenzie, and Nerissa Golson will be the 4th official.
Referees, we're here to officiate. Please respect the referee decision at all times, alright? Yes, sir. Enjoy the game, all the best. And at the end of the day, may the better team win. Waterhouse, we have your FIFA, living football, calling the FIFA. Living football is so you can tweet all our tricks. Alright, switch over tonight. Kick off is here tonight. Enjoy and all the best.
Some football, have fun.
So Waterhouse will kick off first, and the other team will go to first. As we take a look at their starting lineup, Kemar Foster, who has been brilliant all season, is in goal. Kimani Campbell, Elvis Wilson, Damian Binns and Ricardo Thomas. They make up the back four. Keith Simpson, Ramon Howell and Denada Thomas in the middle of the park, behind Cardell Bentnow, Shaquille Bradford and Devroy Gray.
4-4-2 is what they will be playing, Waterhouse. Great to see their squad bolstered, but yeah, they'll be seeing if Shaquille Bradford can get it right in the attacking, in the striker position for them today. And of course the likes of Bentnow and Thomas. Anthony Bennett, the confidence remains with the 17-year-old between the sticks. In front of him, Odlan Harding, the skipper, Shamari Dyer, Ajani Talbot, O'Shane Staple. In the middle of the park, Asim Priestley, Jashon Anglin returns. Philon Lawrence is there as well. Up front, Timar Lawrence, Trayvon Reed, who has 9 goals to his name, and Colorado Murray with 6. Yeah, great to see Joshua Anglin back into the starting lineup after his suspension, 2 yellow cards a couple of matches ago. And yeah, Ajani Talbot partners Shamari Dyer in terms of the defence. The number 17 with his experience. Early in the season he was away at Portugal as well, Ajani Talbot. There you see him in the number 17, so he'll be adding a lot of stability for that back line.
So, moments away from kickoff here at Sabina Park. Waterhouse will be kicking towards the Blue Mountain Range. Harbour will be kicking towards the Caribbean Sea and to downtown Kingston. The opening moments here, critical. We'll get to see the dynamic, we'll get to see the type of game that both teams want to play. As Waterhouse, they try to come from behind on aggregate. Let's see how Harbour will hold their shape in the opening stages of this one. Bentnow with a chip inside the box. It's a free chance there. Couldn't quite control it. Or didn't have the time to get it under control.
Wondered at one point if Devroy Gray was better off going with his head. Don't think they would have ever allowed him to take that down on the chest. Lovely chest pass there, and Bentnow, good vision. What waiting in that pass. Could he have gone with his head though, Devroy Gray?
Maybe just a little bit too low, maybe.
Yeah, but he had time though. that he could have gotten low as well and tried to steer it on target. No way they would have allowed him to chest trap that and then strike. So good start though for Waterhouse.
First bit of warning for the Harbour View defense.
Damien Gordon in charge with the absence of Marcel Gale. And I think Andre Moulton would have started had it not been for the injury. So because of that, Devroy Gray's in. Devroy Gray, who has been the super sub really for Waterhouse with the 3 goals. As this is the foul here on Kimani Campbell. Bad step in here, looking to get away with that, Tamar Lewis.
Yeah. Kimani Campbell gets some treatment now. So early issues for Waterhouse. Hopefully it's not too serious for the youngster. Another player who's been critical, providing several assists from the wing back area. I believe he's gone 4 assists now this season, Kimani Campbell.
Yeah, very good overlapping player as we see Damien Gordon there. Because Marcel Gale is away on under 20 duties with the Jamaica youth team, himself and the rest of the coaching staff have had to take the reins. Not necessarily the most ideal situation for Waterhouse as we see Ludlow Bernard and Sean Fraser, head coach and assistant for Harbour View, and they must be proud in terms of how their team has performed in the playoffs. Very inconsistent in the preliminary round. 7 wins, 7 draws, 8 losses.
Take a look at the chance here. Bentnow with the ball. Yeah, you're right. He probably could have gone with the head.
Yes, certainly. He had to jump to control that.
Yeah. Probably just a lack of confidence as Bentnow collects and he takes a couple of defenders with him. That was Shaquille Bradford, in fact. Thomas.
He's who needs to come alive for Waterhouse, Donald. As you see Phil and Lawrence getting back to some defensive work, but Denardo Thomas has been very quiet in this fixture so far. And he's one of the players that brings a lot of electricity, if you want to call it, a lot of energy to this Waterhouse team from the wide areas. And the more they keep him quiet, Harbour View, the better off they will be. Yeah, foul again. Harbour View not willing to give any space at all to Waterhouse, which is a good ploy.
But they also have to be careful. These free kicks can be dangerous. And they have an opportunity here with a set piece Waterhouse. Let's take a look at this delivery. It's not a bad one. But nobody quite there at the back post to nod it across.
I think it was a very good one from Ricardo Thomas. I'm probably a bit disappointed that they didn't set up themselves better. Waterhouse should have been a player that was positioned at the back post, so he would have been able to do something with that. Instead, they were almost retreating to the back post and it was over their head.
Thomas. Howell, the captain. Campbell. Harbour View defending stubbornly. Challenge coming in strongly from O'Shane Staple. There's the infringement there on Bentnow. Thomas trying to skip by a challenge, and the referee says it's an infringement that sees Lawrence goes into the referee's book. Yellow card shown to Phil and Lawrence. He wasn't too happy with the call.
Yeah, unnecessary challenge though, a striker's kind of challenge. Nowhere close to it. Yeah, that's a poor challenge. And I think Christopher Mason is getting a little bit fed up of the Harbourview challenges. Timar Lewis was lucky not to have been booked. And you could see him saying, that's it, I'm not going to talk to any of you again. Phil and Lawrence then goes to ground with a reckless challenge, and rightfully so in the book. Good officiating, Christopher Mason.
Here's a free kick at the back post. Heads go up. Oh, that should have been a better connection there. Was it Devroy Gray at the back post again?
Yes, it was. Another really good delivery put into the box. This time, Cardell Benbow. And to give Waterhouse credit, the positioning from the attackers was better. Somebody at the back post, but wow, Devroy Gray, that's a poor header. And he was free. Look at this here. Got away from his marker very well. I think Colorado Murray was on duty there. Didn't follow him, but he should have done better, Devroy Gray. Lovely side-on view there, Donald, of the play.
Coming from every angle here.
Yeah,
coverage at Sabina Park. Reed to Staple. Harbourview, they haven't quite settled as yet. Let's see if they can launch a meaningful attack here.
And one of the things that have been common for them in the playoffs have been their quick start to games. They have actually put their opponents on the back foot early.
Talbot doing enough to get by a couple of challenges. Murray couldn't hold on to the play, and Thomas comes forward for Waterhouse. He kicks the turf. I thought he kicked the turf, but apparently it was a challenge from Anglin. And Thomas goes down again. Well, he was clipped from behind as well, I think.
I think he got a slight touch on the Achilles there. Just as he was about to kick. Yeah.
So he's getting some more attention. And just a couple of Harbourview players speaking with referee Mason. Probably in the hope of getting on his good side. Trayvon Reed, of course, doesn't necessarily have the best relationship with referees, especially when he's on the receiving end of kicks. But Harbourview, they haven't quite settled as yet, and we haven't seen him on the ball a lot, Reed. Free kick to Waterhouse. Here it comes, inside the box, nodded behind for a corner kick. You see him Priestley in the right place there. There was some question as to whether Talbot was brought down inside the ear, but he went to ground really easily there. This is going to be an in-swinging one. Gray. Now it's going to be difficult to get by two defenders, and well done there at the back. Seems as if Harbourview is playing the waiting game here, the patient game. They're going to be as compact as possible, trying their best not to make any mistakes. Reed gets a call, so right now a smile on his face for getting one in his favour. This one sent inside the box by Shamari Dyer. Bradford going after this. Picked up by Thomas. Thomas has been a nuisance so far. Benbow. Now Campbell. I think he was thinking of a shot, you know. And then that ball inside the area was a little bit too wayward. Taken away by the wind.
It's been inaccurate so far, Waterhouse, but the start has been good. Using both flanks, getting the ball deep, looking to get balls towards the back post. Numerous players in the box. But you just need to be careful. Kimani Campbell certainly has the ability with that left foot from the wide areas. We've seen it right throughout the season. Second only to Javon James in terms of assists in this Waterhouse team. Here, number 16. So far, minimal possession for Colorado Murray or Trayvon Reed. They haven't been able to see the ball at all. Closing the avenue very well so far, Waterhouse. As we thought, they've been the most efficient team in this Premier League 2022. Best defensive record, best attacking record as well. So, as I said, very unlikely for them to have two bad games in a row.
Handball there from Bradford was. Harding looking for options. The young skipper for Harbour View. Finding Murray, who couldn't quite control it. Bradford again gives chase. Talbot was on him like white on rice and committing a foul there. And he runs away from the scene of the crime.
Yes,
Talbot
was a bad challenge. Been around a while now with Johnny Talbot. Very strong centre back. Always feel that Harbour View are a stronger defensive unit when he's within their spine. With Dyer, Johnny Talbot.
This one sent inside the area, that's nodded away. Anglin doing some defensive work inside the box.
Our baby must be happy to have that Joshua and Anglin as well, because not only is he good defensively, but did have a decent replacement in Garth Stewart in the first leg, but I think Anglin is a stronger midfielder.
And obviously has more experience as well.
Yeah.
Which sometimes can be the difference. Stewart is an up-and-coming midfielder. He starts on the bench this evening.
Let's see if Anglin can remain disciplined though for the 90 minutes.
Yeah, he did miss the last game because of the fact that he picked up a couple of yellow cards in the previous encounter. Into Shaquille Bradford. Bradford with the shot. Was there a deflection? There was. It's a corner kick to Waterhouse. They are getting closer.
Game, so don't want to be giving him too much space. He has 4 already this season and not afraid to kick with either the left or the right. Comfortably off target in the end, but need to be careful of the former Camperdown star.
Here's a delivery inside, trying to turn. There was an appeal for a handball there. I don't think there was one. Howell. Flag goes up for that challenge. Gray in the middle of it again. It's a proper chess match at the moment.
Yeah. Deborah Gray hasn't had much joy when he started for Waterhouse. He hasn't scored a goal when starting. I think the other option for Shaquille Bradford has been an issue for Waterhouse somewhat since the departure of Andre Fletcher. And I'm wondering if they might have been better served experimenting with, say, a Gregory Messam, or even playing with maybe Stephen Williams instead, and having Deborah Gray come off the bench just because he's been a super sub for them.
Getting a little tested now for one Trayvon Reed, as expected, when he's being fouled consistently. And there's another infringement against him.
St. George's versus KC. Well, those battles have been constant in schoolboy football. The North Street battle.
Reed is an older statesman in this one, though.
Yeah.
Angling to deliver. This could be dangerous for Waterhouse. This one sent inside the box and it's headed away before it got to a Johnny Talbot. And now Thomas looking for options, tries to go long. Harding is back there, does well. Shot from Howell as he sees the keeper off his line. Ambitious effort, well wide of the man.
Yeah, good attempt by Denardo Thomas.
It was Denardo Thomas, in fact, yep.
From range. Still not seeing him in the game enough, Denardo Thomas. He's just gone out of the limelight these last couple of games, and I think that has hurt Waterhouse. Anyhow, good vision by him on that occasion, just the execution was a bit off. And this is a very confident man between the sticks, very young, confident man between the sticks for Harbour View. Almost arrogant Anthony Bennett, as keepers usually are.
If they're any good. Benzo was trying to play that one inside to Howell, or Simpson was lurking on the edge of the box. Picked up again by Thomas.
Poor pass, Murray.
Thomas. Denardo.
Awful. Still happy to see him on the ball though from a Waterhouse perspective. I think that's a good sign. And usually very willing to run at defenders and so on. Even on that occasion, not really seeing it, just a little cut inside, and yeah, the shot was well off. But I'm sure Ludlow won't be happy with the fact that they have been allowed so much space, the Waterhouse team.
Punted long. Howell. Denardo Thomas. Howell. Thomas. Bentnow. Wonderful football. Here's a chance for Waterhouse. Comes across the area, headed away by Anglin, and the whistle goes. The flag went up for offside.
Goes out of play. Offside. That's very surprising. Let's see here. He was onside. He was certainly onside.
Oh, so probably because the ball went out of play.
Ball went out of play.
Yeah.
Must have been, yeah.
Though he wasn't quite in line, was he? The assistant referee, but
definitely not offside though, that's for sure. Lovely view across the field there. Actually, the runs have been well timed so far by Waterhouse. That's been something that's been noticeable in the first 20 minutes. The runs to the back post have been excellent.
It's been all Waterhouse so far. 57% possession, and here they come again. They desperately seek the equalizer on aggregate. Simpson. Difficult for Harbour View to get out of their own half at the moment. Campbell goes long. Bradford couldn't win that header. Bentnow almost got through. Campbell picks it up. Oh, lovely ricochet to Gray. Oh my goodness. It was Thomas rather inside the box.
Yeah, fell to Denada Thomas, a man who scored some 7 goals so far this season, and maybe that should have been 8. A confident Denada Thomas would have found the far corner with that. It bounced nicely for him, and he still scuffed it badly. Timing off Denado. And another chance goes a big in for Waterhouse. They have gotten quite a few in this tie. Really good ones in the first leg. And yeah, he looks a bit frustrated, Damian Gordon.
Well, they are getting closer, Waterhouse.
Close won't work for them though. They need to be clinical.
Thomas would want to do over there. That was a big opportunity.
Reed. 41 goals in the first round, Waterhouse. And in 100 and almost 15 minutes of play, they haven't been able to score 1.
They have suffered 2 successive losses, Waterhouse. Of course, they went down to Arnett Gardens in the final game of the preliminary round, and of course they lost the first leg here.
Yeah, Arnett did the double over them. Their other loss came against Mullines, which was a shocking loss, but the best performance from Mullines all season, a 2-0 win.
Flag goes up, offside called against Bradford. He can't believe the call. The crowd can't believe it either.
Wow, he was onside. He was definitely onside, Shaquille Bradford. He was comfortably onside. That's a strange miss. There are at least 3 players playing Bradford onside. Anyhow, still a good start for Waterhouse.
Shout out to the main sponsor, Digits of Jamaica Limited. Supreme Ventures. Conservative.
Interesting game so far. Waterhouse dominating the possession, dominating the play, having the better opportunities. And they are going to continue to press. But at the same time, what has been impressive is that they haven't allowed Harbourview a sniff of their 18-yard box.
25 minutes gone. Play for them and play our game. One more kill goal and the game gone. Them dead.
He's eager to celebrate. Bennett hasn't done a lot, but his team is under pressure. Confidence will grow for Harbourview as long as the scoreline remains 0-0, and they can go ahead. Was he clipped inside the box? It's with Reed. Oh, it's wide of the marker and only just. The ball went to him. and he almost took the full chance.
Yeah, that could have arguably been a foul for by Timar Lewis. They actually called because they thought they should have gotten a foul, Harbourview, but I think Timar Lewis' his foot was a bit high. Good strike by Trayvon Reed. Kimar Foster did get across, but I wonder if it was on target, if he might have been in trouble.
Was that another offside call? Or was there an infringement on the play? Maybe another offside call. No, it was a foul actually.
Ricardo McKenzie having a busy time of it as the second official.
Howell looking back at Murray, but the play continues. Reed in the path of Anglin. And there was an infringement inside the box from Anglin, but they've lost it. Reed looking for an outlet. Murray's right there, you know. He lost it, was looking for the foul. He doesn't get it. Staple does enough. Murray has it. Colorado Murray trying to thread that one through, and does! And Timar Lewis skies it. Turned out to be almost a miraculous ball. Somehow it went through to Lewis, who could not keep that one on target.
That should have been the first goal of the afternoon. Lots of mistimed challenges in the middle of the park. Poor defending there by Ricardo Thomas. Just cannot make a mistake like that. And Kemar Foster makes him know. But Timar Lewis, you've got to be finding the far corner there. Should have been going back across the goalkeeper. And was leaning back and opened up his foot as well. So it was only going to go upwards. Missed chance for Harbourview. Bad defending by Ricardo Thomas and Waterhouse.
So maybe looking at the ricochet there from Thomas as he tried to intercept there, but at this level you expect the professional players to put that one away.
And Arista Golson just letting the coaches know that they're not to come out of the area. Sean Fraser being the guilty of the two in that. Yeah, that could result in a booking for them, so they need to be careful. Ludlow sees the funny side. Intense contest though.
On the sidelines?
Well, that as well.
Goodness me, Harbourview came close. Now they've had the better opportunities. They come forward once more. He's thinking of a shot. Probably should have remained, I thought. Well wide of the mark on that occasion. Showing his ambition in the process there, Damian Binns. Actually, he scored his first ever goal against Harbourview in the 2013-2014 season, Damian Binns. So, probably just going back into memory lane, hoping to replicate an effort. Binns did miss the majority of the season because he had a fractured eye socket, received in the first match against Mobay United, and he missed about 3 months of action.
Work his way back in the experience now, Damian Binns. Once he got himself match fit, he's been a permanent fixture alongside Elvis Wilson. I think Cockins had taken over the position for some time and did well, Cockins.
Yeah, I figured too. Did really well. Nice turn by Gray. Has Bradford for company. Thomas at the back post. Across the... Well, it almost reached Bradford. But again, the Harbourview defense stubborn. Talbot was there. Timar Lewis didn't know what to do with that one. Now he has to defend. And he does well. Or relatively well. Is that an infringement? Is it a free kick to Waterhouse there?
And it's Timar Lewis again. Now, why isn't he going into the book? Let's see what happens here. It's a poor challenge. Never played the ball at all. Did get the warning, and I think he's lucky to get away with that, because Christopher Mason had given him the warning after about 4 minutes that this is the last time he's going to talk to him. Card kept in the pocket.
Less than 15 minutes to go in the first half here. Waterhouse again seeking the equalizer. Here comes the delivery. Headed away. Talbot again at the right place at the right time. Bradford trying to turn but couldn't. Thomas leaves it for Campbell. Campbell's ball inside. Put behind for a goal kick. Yeah, last touch of Simpson, it seems. Marshalling the back of Johnny Talbot.
Since coming back from Portugal, Talbot, he struggled a bit with injury. At one stage he was out sick, Johnny Talbot, and Wellington was there in his place where he kind of chipped and changed the defence line, Ludlow Bernard.
Bradford. Thomas. Looking for that additional yard of space, and Howell couldn't quite connect there. Murray trying to run into space. Campbell is with him. Reed, was he clipped? He was. Free kick to Harbourview. Cheap foul to give away. Harbourview, they've had the best chances in this contest. Let's see if they can create one more. Trayvon Reed to deliver. A small army of 5 inside the box, couldn't find one of them. There was a hand in the face there. I believe it was accidental from Bradford, who offers his sympathies now. He milked it, yeah. But there
eyes on the ball all the way from Shaquille Bradford. The arm didn't even make contact where he was holding. Anyhow,
I thought he was complaining that the sun was too hot. Long ball inside the box.
Could have a case there.
Here's a shot from Lawrence that was charged down. Now Thomas with the overlapping run. Waterhouse putting numbers forward. Thomas, oh, he decides to take the shot. And not a lot of power in that one.
Good overlapping run though by Ricardo Thomas. Strike wasn't the best in the end, but that was positive play. Good release pass by Cardell Bentnow just to have him going. And Harbourview were a bit exposed. And they they are a bit careless in terms of how they've been working the ball out of their backline. I know the modern game says that you pass the ball out, but I find some of the teams, especially the JPL, have this lackadaisical way of doing it where they invite teams to close them down, win the ball and score. So yeah, even though you want to play the modern way, you need to be efficient about it.
Yeah, it's not the best way to do it, I suppose. Lewis picks it up. Reed on it now. Reed. Angling. Priestley. Staple. Header away. Angling again. Angling drags that one wide. It's going to be a goal for Waterhouse. I don't know, Waterhouse they look a little bit vulnerable at the back. We've seen a couple of chances created by Harbour View, and all of a sudden they've been allowed to make those passes in and around the area.
Yeah, they look a little nervous at the back, a little bit unsure. Even the experienced Keith Simpson and company. Look at that, for example. Dangerous.
Exchanging interceptions. Waterhouse on it now. Lawrence. Angling. Back to Lawrence. Murray. Staple has stayed home for the majority of this contest. The right back for Harbour View. Talbot ventures forward, goes long looking for Lewis. Not a bad ball, you know, but the flag has gone up for offside against Timar Lewis. Yeah, he was. Hopeful ball looking for Bradford. And it's put into touch by Dar. Bradford to Campbell. Staple in the way, corner kick to Waterhouse again. Five minutes to go in the first half. The team from Jerusalem still seeking the equalizer on aggregate as they take their third corner kick. Here's the delivery. A lot on it. Too much on it. There's not a lot Ricardo Thomas could have done with it. Making a mistake, losing possession. That looks to be Nicholas Beckett, the former Harbour View midfielder. Former Woolmerian as well, Nicholas Beckett. gamble. Bradford. Reed. Was it being pulled? Just a glance at the referee. Got the call in his favour. I think he's got every single call except one, Trayvon Reed, so let's say he's having a good day with the referee.
He knows how to work it, Trayvon Reed. When he feels the tugs and so on, he just stops playing to make it very obvious that he's being fouled. I think at times can be a bit miserable and petty, Trayvon Reed. But
picked up by Lawrence. Lawrence has Reed for company. Lawrence swings this one inside. Howell makes the clearance. Free ball to Bradford. The play is going to be called back for the infringement on Shaquille Bradford after he made that pass. There it is. Dyer doing more than enough to bring him down.
It took so long to make the pass to Shaquille Bradford. Keith Simpson had made a nice forward run. Didn't spot him. Wow. Don't like the ploy by Waterhouse just to loft it up front and hope for the best. Especially when they have creative players on the field. They have the likes of Denardo Thomas, Cardell Benbow, even Ramon Howell, the captain, has the ability to pick a pass. Good wide players. Dasha Satchwell looking all...
Coming from a business meeting, obviously.
Yeah. Tivoli man.
I think he's probably best known or better known as an Arctic Gardens player as well.
Initially.
Yeah.
Finished the season at Tivoli Gardens, who had a chance to get into the playoffs on the last game of the season.
Satchwell also knows how to win a title as well with Arctic Gardens.
Yeah. Ended up in 8th place in the end, Tivoli, based on goal difference. Harbour View, of course, picking up that last spot.
Thomas over the top looking for Gray. Gray almost got there. Talbot and the keeper with mix up and it's put across the line. Shaquille Bradford was in the right place at the right time, getting his 4th goal this season. They go ahead in the second leg and we're all tied up on aggregate with seconds to go before the halftime interval.
Scrappy defending by Harbour View, and we've seen some of it from Waterhouse, but this time Shaquille Bradford, who is known to be in the right place at the right time, 11 goals over the course of the last 2 seasons and his 5th of this season. Deborah Gray did well to hustle at Johnny Talbot, and yet sold Bennett short. Maybe a lack of experience from Anthony Bennett there. If you're going to come there, you have to come strong and decisive, and he wasn't. Came and then backed off, ended up in no man's land. Just up in a slight tug from Gray, but credit to him. And Talbot should have cleared that ball towards the line.
That's what I was thinking. You can't shield him. You can't shield the ball there.
Yeah, I don't think the ball had enough pace for him to shield it from Bennett. But he exposed Bennett. And well, Bradford took the goal. Good finish by Shaquille Bradford. Very easy to mistime those and drag them wide because there are a lot of players in front of you. So Shaquille Bradford, yeah, makes it all square.
Well, the Waterhouse supporters will be happy with that. Will be happy with his influence on the game. Bradford, his reputation of becoming that poacher, increasing with that effort. You mentioned before that it was always going to be difficult for Harbourview to maintain a clean sheet again.
Well, I take it from the angle that it would be very difficult for Waterhouse not to score 2 games in a row. So, yeah, so efficient this season, Waterhouse. They started the better team for sure, even though it might be argued that Harbourview up to that point had the best chance. And Talbot had a good game right up to this point, but here it is from another angle. No way you could shield that ball at Johnny Talbot. You should have used your left foot and put it out to the sideline. And you just invited an opportunity. We spoke about Harbourview inviting Waterhouse into the box. And it should be noted that Devroy Gray will also pick up his second assist of the season.
Did very well to get a foot in there as well. Harbourview. Murray. Priestley. Anglin. Oh, it's nodded forward. It's a big chance here for Waterhouse. Can they make it two? Oh, it's wide. Well, Ricardo Thomas cannot believe it.
Neither can we.
He was sure to score for the first time this season, and it would have been a hammer blow.
And I would have to say, all things considered, this is a poor finish by Ricardo Thomas. National player with his experience, options there, took the ball too wide, didn't even hit the target. Ricardo Thomas, and yeah, that's a poor finish. You've got to be hitting the target there. Not saying that he had to pass to Cardell Benbow, even though he had made the run, but the shot has to be on target, has to be, and that's a big chance. It was what, 2-2 when he got away, or 2-1 in the Waterhouse favour.
Surely Harbourview begging for the halftime interval now. They are on the ropes. They are on the ropes, and Waterhouse, they smell blood.
Another player is down, so there's a gap in play yet again.
Harding getting the attention of the Harbourview captain. Maybe they're shaken and not stirred, but that's not a good sign. Seeing their captain on the stretcher. It's not something that Harding readily does. Halftime interval is close. They don't have to make any decisions right now. Spoke about Amal Knight, the national goalkeeper. Worst number 2 when Andre Blake is fit, being on the bench. Do they miss that experience? Anthony Bennett does command respect at the back. That lack of communication between himself and Talbot gave Waterhouse away. And with that, they are back in the tie. 1-0, courtesy of Shaquille Bradford and his poacher's instincts. His 4th goal this season. Talbot wants to have a quick team meeting before they go and hear from their coach. Bennett now has to be encouraged by the senior man in Amal Knight. Storylines all around as we head into the interval here. We are locked on aggregate. Waterhouse ahead on the day. Let's see what the second half will give us. Your show.
Jamaica Premier League semi-final action. We're live here at Sabina Park. And the second leg here, Waterhouse 1, Harbour 0. The JPL powered by Digicel. And we're here after 45 minutes. Christopher Mason in charge of this one. And Waterhouse starting the better of the two teams. Coming forward, Cardell Benbow, a nice lofted ball into Devroy Gray. Should probably have taken that on his head, Devroy Gray. And some good deliveries into the back post region of the Harbour View defence, not making it count Harbour View. Then this was Shaquille Bradford turning onto the left side, allowed too much space, almost getting that on target. They continue to come forward. This one would fall to Another Thomas, nice bounce for him, but scuffed it badly. And then the best chance up to this point, Trayvon Reid, who's been in good goal scoring form, just dragging that wide. Kemar Foster will say he had it covered. And yeah, there's Trayvon with a strike there, aiming for that far post. Scored 9 so far this season, Trayvon, and looking to get into double digits. Harbour View had a good little spell here. This was poor defending by Ricardo Thomas, and Timar Lewis should have got that on target. That was a poor finish. Should have been looking for the far corner there, Timar Lewis. Kemar Foster exposed, and they couldn't make it count. Waterhouse made the most of that opportunity. Johnny Talbot, for an experienced man, this was poor defending. Needed to get it wide. Devroy Gray with a toe poke, which was saved. And then Shaquille Bradford with his 5th of the season in the right place at the right time, as he is so often. And Waterhouse back in the contest, 1-1 on aggregate. Here we just see Talbot, good positioning at first, but had to clear that or head the ball to his keeper. He did neither, and Shaquille Bradford made them pay. That came after 45 minutes. Then this glorious opportunity, Ricardo Thomas overlapping well, didn't choose to pass for Benbow, who was free. Probably should have, didn't find the target. Wasted opportunity for Waterhouse. And after 45 minutes, Waterhouse lead by a goal to nil. 3 shots on target from 7 attempts. Nothing on target for Harbourview so far. And some 20 fouls between the two. Christopher Mason has been busy between the sticks. And just 1 yellow card shown from Christopher Mason. 1 offside each. 3 saves for Kemar Foster between the sticks. Majority of the possession for Waterhouse. They have a 1-0 advantage after 45 minutes. 1-1 on aggregate. And we go to a break, leaving you with highlights from the first leg on Sunday between these two.
Full match highlights now. Colorado Murray, our man of the match, involved in everything good for Harbourview. Defensive work, midfield work, attacking work. Here's his shot off target. Showing the ambition burning brightly in him, wanting to prove something against his former employers. Left them under a cloud early this season, wanting to prove to them what they missed. Here he goes on a run. Well, this is actually Philon Lawrence. And trying to find the gap between Kemar Foster's legs. Goalkeeper slamming the door shut. Here's Shaquille Bradford. Had some moments in the second half. And Thomas climbed high to get the header, but O'Shane Staple just a little nudge. On the end, Timar Lewis on target, but Foster's hands safe. Up and over. Priestley. Murray. Finding Trayvon Reed, tried to give the goalkeeper the eyes and go near post. Hit the base of the post though. Priestley forward to Reed. Look at this. Away from 2 defenders and a burst of pace takes him away from Beans into the clear. And just as he went to lift the ball over the keeper, the ball bobbled. And his finish looked bad. Here's Campbell. Swinging cross in. Mishandled by Bennett. He blocked the shot from Beadle. The back into the path of Keith Simpson. And it was a poor effort from the veteran. Really wants a do-over, Keith Simpson. Because he really ought to have found the target even if there were bodies on the line. Corner kick. Dyer. Put off by the goalkeeper. Couldn't get his effort on target. Bins forward to Bentnow. Working the angle for the shot. It will fall to Bradford. It's blocked on the line by O'Shane Staple. Brilliant intervention from Staple, who had a superb game in defense especially, and on point to help out his goalkeeper. Colorado Murray punched clear by Foster. Shepherd trying his luck, always drifting wide. The substitute, he was to have a hand in the goal. Murray, watch Shepherd here, lifts it away from Leonardo Thomas, finds Hamilton and runs off the ball, and Hamilton ducks in and then does that. Oh my word, it's a peach on Sunday from Nick Hamilton. About 20 yards out, curling all the time like the tail of a piglet. Kemar Foster, he had a second goalkeeper in the goal, they wouldn't have kept that one out. Nicholas Hamilton's goal, the difference between the
That's the thing about Shaquille Bradford. He knows when to come up trumps as a poacher for Waterhouse, giving them the advantage in the second leg semi-final of the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. We're 1-1 on aggregate. There is the number 18, the goal scorer, the difference maker in the second leg so far as they prepare for the start of the second half at Sabina Park. Wonderful scenes here, considered to be the mecca of Jamaica's cricket, but it's very much the focal point for this season's end of the Premier League. An action-packed season, a season where Harbour seek to come out on top. They're eager to make it to their first showpiece finale for the first time since the 2003-2004 season. Ludlow Bernard was pensive at the start of this one, and he would be disappointed that they allowed such a cheap goal. A mix-up at the back that Bradford took advantage of. It was always going to be difficult to keep a clean sheet against this Waterhouse team for a second consecutive game, and now they have to score. If the scoreline remains locked on aggregate, of course we go into extra time, and if it's still locked after extra time, then of course it's a lottery of penalty kicks. This is the first game of the doubleheader. A little bit later on, the champions will be in focus. They'll face off with Dunbeholden, but that's some way away, as for now we are deciding the first finalists for this season's JPL. If you're just joining us, my name is Donald Oliver. With me is Christopher Taylor, still eagerly anticipating the start of this second half. Your quick thoughts on how this may pan out?
I think based on how Waterhouse started the game, well deserved. Yeah, they did have a 5-minute period where they lapsed a couple of times and allowed Harbour into it, but I think that they have had certainly the better of the 45 minutes thus far, and they have kept Trayvon Reed quiet for the most part. They have kept Colorado Murray quiet, and Phil and Lawrence as well. Johnny Talbot started the game very well, but yeah, that has to go down as his defensive mistake, letting in Bradford for the goal.
So, second half now underway. It will be Harbourview kicking towards the Blue Mountain Range, and Waterhouse now will send their attacks towards the Caribbean Sea and towards downtown Kingston. Reed coming forward now. Has Staple on the outside. Trayvon Reed always trying to manufacture something.
Yeah, forced to somewhat come forward, but I think they should have been looking to do this from the start of the game, Harbourview. If you think about their success in the playoffs, it's been because they have taken the bull by the horns, and they have come out with energy generally in the first half and taken it to teams, as we're going to see the first booking of the second half.
Dyer goes into the referee's book after that. Coming together with the goal scorer, Bradford.
Went right through Bradford. Poor challenge there, but I think he was trying to send a message.
And he got a message on the card.
And there are a few Harbourview players that just need to be careful, because I don't think Christopher Mason is going to tolerate much from them in the second half. A lot of mistimed challenges in the first half, which he allowed to go without a card. But I'm sure, as we've seen right here, when they show their face in the second half, they will be booked. Through the back of Bradford, and that's painful.
Speaking of painful, we saw Odlan Harding coming off right before the halftime interval. Glad that he's okay. The captain of Harbourview. Ball sent inside the box. Gray trying to get there. Goes behind for a corner kick to Waterhouse. Trying to continue with they left off at the end of the first half.
Their deliveries into the area have been good for the most part from both Cardell Benbow and Ricardo Thomas and company. It's just their positioning inside the box that probably hasn't been the best. Not a lot of options. All of them grouped together instead of players at the back and near post as well.
Benbow's delivery. Staple was guarding it, but it did go into the side netting.
Or was it off the upright?
Benbow gets the return ball. Went down there. Last touch out, was it Lewis? Or was a free kick given? Corner kick has been signaled.
Tamar Lewis living dangerously. Likes to step with studs exposed, and it's a dangerous way to challenge if you don't get it exactly right. That was in and around the 18-yard box.
Bentnow again to deliver. 6 players inside the box for Waterhouse. Here's the delivery in the crowded area. Talbot with the header away. Tamar Lewis along that flank. Lawrence couldn't quite gather. Elvis Wilson intercepting, and again and again. Bins. Campbell goes long. Bradford wasn't in a position to go and retrieve that one. Finds the turf again. I think the coming together on that occasion was a bit accidental. And Bradford needs some more attention from the bench.
Yo, go back this and stop to the back on the wall together. Yo, go back.
Anthony Bennett was under a lot of pressure at the end of that first half for Harbourview, so much so that he has changed his clothing. The young custodian for Harbourview decided that a change of shirt and shorts necessary. Young Bennett in goal. And there's captain and coach having that conversation. Yeah, comes out in purple and white for the second half. Talbot having that discussion with his assistant coach Sean Fraser. Play will restart now. Staple trying to thread that through to Reed. Angling to Priestley. Priestley to Harding. Angling nicely done. Lewis. Could have been a better ball to Reed, who handles it well though. Reed delivers straight into the arms of Kemar Foster. This is Denada Thomas now. Purposeful. Gray. Talbot more assured on this occasion.
Not quite sure what Gray was trying to do though. certainly wasn't a cross into the box. There's no way he could have gotten back that. It's actually a cute little pass by Denardo Thomas.
Ken Talbot is there. Another corner kick handed to Waterhouse. They're soaking up a lot of pressure, aren't they?
Yeah. So funny, just that one little moment from Talbot. He's had a good game other than that. He's been really solid. Excellent communicator in the back line, Johnny Talbot, but for some reason something just went wrong for a split second and it cost them a goal.
There's a delivery, headed away by Priestley. Howell couldn't quite recycle it. Reed has to be careful there. Thomas. The infringement was called against the right back.
I also think Reed was guilty of leaving the ball and challenging Thomas. Look at that. Reed is not only shielding the ball, he's leaving the ball to put an elbow into Thomas. So he could have been blown for the foul as well.
Yes, he could have. Here's Lawrence. Was he pushed from behind? He was by Elvis Wilson. He's pumped, isn't he?
Finesse, not his asset, Elvis Wilson. Very aggressive defender. He's had a good season though. One man of the match performance, or man of the match award, which came against his big performance against Malines.
Angling. Well, that was poor in the end. And Murray just showing his frustration with angling.
Not the best clearance from Kemar Foster either. Devereaux Gray wanted it in a central region. Foster played it wide and, as you'd say in basketball, turned it over.
Well, the yellow card is coming out.
It's got to be for Lewis.
Yeah, because it was... Well, if it's for Lewis, he's in some trouble here, right?
No,
I don't think it's for Lewis, though.
He hasn't been booked. Oh yeah, that card will be for Bentnow. It's a bad step actually by Cardell Bentnow. I thought initially it was Timar Lewis, who actually has the reputation of the high foot, but it is Cardell Bentnow who actually almost jumped into the ankle. That's a bit nasty. And Bentnow's landing probably wasn't his best, but he'll still get a yellow card.
Diane Lawrence actually got carded for Harbourview. We had a conversation that Lewis should have been booked for a challenge. But
well,
no,
for quite a few.
For quite a few, you're right.
And he had gotten a warning early in, I think, the first 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then he had a challenge on the flank against Ricardo Thomas where he should have been booked, got away with it. And then also one in the second half. But yeah, this time he's on the receiving end and Bentnow certainly doesn't get away. It was a bad challenge by Bentnow. I can't say he really knew where he was though, because he was looking at the ball, Bentnow, but studs into the lower shin near the ankle of Lewis. And some players warming up. Andre Leslie.
And Rowan Beadle. Here's a free kick that's headed away. Anglin trying to get the foot in.
Well, Kimar Foster is not enjoying the wind conditions at all. He goes again to release, this time Bradford early, and makes the same mistake. He's gone with the wind.
Probably just has to be a little bit flatter and accurate.
And if he's going to give it so much air, he has to aim for the center of the field.
Yeah.
So by the time the breeze takes it, it will end on the wide in the wide area.
That's too scientific, Chris Taylor. Better he goes a little bit flatter. Not everyone is Tiger Woods, judging the wind and the pace and all. Harbour also warming up their reserves. Harding doing well under pressure. Talbot with the massive clearance. Harding wasn't too sure about that one.
It's a little bit winded or lost. Odin Harding hasn't been able to overlap much in this match so far, the captain. Neither Staple, in fact.
Yeah.
And I think that has worked against Harbourview. When they have O'Shea and Staple galloping down the flanks, they look dangerous, but Waterhouse have done well. They've managed the pace and trickery of Harbourview so far. Phil and Lawrence has been quiet. Colorado Murray, you wouldn't even know he's on the field. Trayvon Reid, who is arguably their player of the season, has been involved but quiet for his standards.
Oh, they've given it up to Thomas. Thomas plays it inside. It's a chance for Gray. Gray! Oh, the flag has gone up for offside against Gray. Well.
Well, Bradford will be very happy that the flag went up, because what a miss this was. Yeah, Gray very well offside. Look at this miss by Bradford though. It actually went through his legs. Bradford just didn't sort out his feet. And I think he's, yeah, as I said, happy that the flag went up, because I don't know how you'd explain to the coaching staff that he missed that chance.
I think it was slightly behind him, Chris.
Through his legs?
Slightly behind him.
Well, he has a back leg. It's also amazing how offside Deborah Gray was. Anyhow, another moment where Denardo Thomas was on the ball and things happened for Waterhouse.
Staple. Reid robbed. Bradford collects. Angling on him. Bradford skips by one challenge, and then Staple. Well, the challenge was from behind, wasn't it? That's what the referee is saying.
Yeah, I think that's a bad challenge by Staple. When you're coming from behind like that, it's almost, I sometimes wonder why the players don't understand the, what would you say, the angles of it all. From behind with the ball ahead. Well. Yeah, no, well, not that. The argument will be from O'Shea and Staple is that he touched the ball. But look at where he's coming from behind. It's impossible not to make contact. Look at that. He's taken on the right leg.
Yep.
Yeah. Cut into the right leg of Bradford. No way that's going to be a legal challenge. He would have to get his foot around Bradford and then scoop the ball away, which is a much easier, much more difficult technique.
Well, the goal scorer from the first leg is going to make an appearance for Harbourview. Phil and Lawrence has been taken out. has had a quiet game, Philan Lawrence.
And quite upset that he's been taken off, Philan Lawrence, so didn't even want to congratulate Nicholas Hamilton in coming on. Not the best team spirit, but good to see the passion from Lawrence. But he, yeah, as you rightfully said, he's had a very quiet game, not really been involved. And Hamilton will be high on confidence.
Oh yeah, he would be.
And he's also very experienced.
Ball over the top. Wonderful. Bentnow. Inside again, a miss kick from Bradford. And that was a miss kick. And he lost possession. The game opening up a little bit. Nicholas Hamilton gets his first touch. Was he clipped from behind? He was. Campbell the culprit.
Well defended by Kimani Campbell though. Nicholas Hamilton running at him initially, not the challenge here, but also the fact that Hamilton was running at him at pace. And he timed his challenge well. This was a lovely touch by Cardell Bentnow, and then the skill here on the flank. Oshane Staple in trouble. Good ball. Oh, it actually didn't get to Bradford.
Yeah,
so he didn't miss it. Yeah. Well defended, Shamari Dyer.
Well, talk about angles, huh?
Hamilton again looking to cut in on that left side. Well stopped. A lot of Harbourview players getting into trying to referee the game. Allow Christopher Mason and the rest of the quartet to do that. Play the football game, and that's why Kasim Priestley was booked as well for dissent. And you saw Odalyn Harding a few moments ago stopping the play to argue. We just need to get on with the game and try and find a goal.
Don't think you'll be able to keep that one in play?
No. Frustration for Deborah Gray. Last pass was overweighted. Did she say she can't manage the stress?
I wonder who she's supporting.
Neutral colours.
It's a wonderful crowd here inside Sabina Park. It really is. Bentnow. Couldn't keep that one in play. Waterhouse will make a change. Bradford is now coming off, the goal scorer. Or well, no. Well, maybe it is going to be Bradford who's going to be taken out.
Yeah, I think you are right. Well, there's no way that Ricardo Thomas would have been coming off for Andre Leslie unless there was a total reshape. And yeah, you can see the number up on Nerissa Golson's board. It will be Bradford to come off. I still think it would be a slight tweak because Andre Leslie not an out-and-out striker. So this might end up actually being more of a 4-5-1 or 4-2-3-1 with Deborah Gray being the lone striker.
So this was Bradford's contribution, being at the right place at the right time, putting that one away. Difference between the teams. Waterhouse back in the tie. On aggregate. Really a mix-up at the back there between Talbot and his goalkeeper, Anthony Bennett. So Leslie comes on, replacing Bradford. Dyer has to be careful there. Corner kick signaled. Was trying to purchase a free kick and it didn't work. Waterhouse again, they have 6 players inside the box. Can Bentnow find one of them? The near post. Headed away. Oh, not cleared properly. Still not cleared. It's Howell. It's blocked. And it's hacked out of the box by Harbour. And Reed will pick it up, but cannot get by Elvis Wilson. Wonderful defensive play, and then the outlet is good as well to Leslie. Leslie sends this inside, and Bennett was in the right place. Tried to find that Lewis Reed, but Thomas does well. Denada Thomas. Was he fouled by Lewis? No, he wasn't. Staple has it.
Oh, then he lost challenge. Getting into that nervous period, 1-1 on aggregate. Neither team wanted to make a mistake. Waterhouse with the momentum.
Priestley. Thomas. Howell. Nicely done by Howell, getting by Anglin. Reed gets a knock to his face. The referee on the scene of the crime.
That's a yellow card. I'm not sure why why Keithy Simpson is arguing. Look at this here. This was wild by Binns. Didn't make contact though. And look at that skill. That's a better picture there. Ramon Howell. Oh yes. No, you see it. No, you don't. Joshua Anglin.
A trim and a shave.
And there was no reason that Binns should have been in that position had he just got his body right. Just lunging in. And as I said, a wild foot. Luckily, it didn't make contact with the head of Reed. But certainly dangerous. Had that made contact, he would have been off.
There's a delivery inside. Oh, that wasn't the best. Was it? No. Probably a little bit stirred by the previous play he was involved in, just for Anglin.
Based on the numbers forward there though, Donald, I thought he might have just gone for that chip to just hang the ball in the air and allow his centre-backs to attack it. Instead of just a side-footed attempt based on the area. It was a little bit too narrow there and too central. Son was forced Kemar Foster to come out of his area.
Priestley. Colorado Murray gives chase. Corner kick for Harbour. first corner kick to Harbour View and punched away by Foster. Here's the shot from distance, it's wide. Angling, looking to rifle that one home. Missing the target. Plays that one through. Oh, Murray couldn't quite grasp it. Lovely take by Denada Thomas. Almost went through to Leslie, but the interception was a good one.
Starting to see tired legs now on the park. That's wasted by Kimar Foster. Deliveries, especially to that side of the field, haven't been the best today.
Waterhouse again with a lofted ball. Staple. That wasn't the best clearance at all. Free. Winning that one. Simpson couldn't gather though. Ball over the top. And Foster is there. And the lunging challenge from Murray. And the other card comes out to Harbour View's number 22.
Doesn't show it yet though. Wants to see it first, Christopher Mason, but it's out. He was going for the ball, Colorado Murray, and to give him credit, he went with the boot and not the stud.
Yeah.
Look at how he turns his foot to the side here. Well, it does come, yeah, he went initially with the boot, but then just based on the slide, his studs came out, made contact, nasty challenge. But I don't think the intention was to be reckless. Striker's never the best. Well, there's Junior Flemings, he's in the place. JC Star now plays in the French league with Toulouse. League on.
He had nothing to lose if you got it wrong.
Reggae Boy as well. Good to see him here supporting the JPL.
Ron Beadle coming on now.
Decent shift for Devroy Great. Certainly put in the work rate and assisted heavily in the goal for Shaquille Bradford. Well, there is Fabian Reed, aka Paco Blacks from Arnett Gardens. And there is Eric Edwards above him in the Tommy Hilfiger cap. Their main man between the sticks, Eric Edwards, after his transfer from Portmore.
Foster seems as if he's going to be fine. Do we have another long evening here, Chris Taylor? If it's still locked on aggregate, we go into extra time, 30 minutes of extra time, and then the possibility of penalties.
I did think this one would go the distance. I did call it for this one. I didn't think they could have kept Waterhouse quiet right throughout. But I did think because of the Waterhouse's stubborn nature in defence, having the best defensive record, that very likely they could have
get back to that in just a moment. Bentnow with the aerial effort. Proceed.
Still a lot of time left though, and as I said, lots of tired legs now.
Spectators usually have a lot to say.
She has on many colours. Maybe she's supporting all 4 teams.
She could have just worn. Well, you're right. Here's Bentnow. Bentnow. Lovely ball across! And the clearance made. What a ball that was from Cardell Bentnow. Waiting on someone, anyone, to just get a touch on it and put it across the line. Here's Hamilton now. Wow. That was a delightful delivery from Bentnow. How was that not converted?
Yeah, great move by Cardell Bentnow. Looking to add to his 3 assists so far this season. Lovely skill. 0 to 5 in quick time.
Look at this. Peach of a ball inside.
That first step, yeah. That was great defending.
It was.
Staple. I guess she's a Waterhouse supporter. That gave it away.
Moments for both sets of coaches. This one sent inside the area, and that goes behind for a throw-in. Well, it is a throw-in to Harbour view. Yep. Oh, this one is sent across. It's a big opportunity here. Lewis. Howell was in the way. Murray couldn't do a lot with it. Beadle. Looking to switch the play. Not a bad idea that was.
Not a bad idea, but I think he was asking too much. Especially after 80 minutes.
As we take a look at the Sportsmax app moment, courtesy of the Sportsmax app, and it's a decisive moment in the game so far. Mix up at the back. Dre got a boot in, and Shaquille Bradford was there to get his 4th goal this season. His 5th goal this season, sorry. And again, the difference maker in this contest. Will be making a few more changes. Priestley, his day is done. Jamon Shepherd comes on. Timon Lewis comes off. Ryan Wellington comes on. So interesting changes being made here.
There'll be a slight change in formation for Harbourview. Probably move into a 3-5-2 now instead of the 4-3-3.
Staple delivers over the top.
Staple looking for the far post, but a little too central.
Staple. Ball played inside. It's Hamilton. It's Nicholas Hamilton. It's Hamilton! He's come on and he's done it again for the Stars of the East. Nicholas Hamilton. He may just have sent them through to the final of the Jamaica Premier League. His third goal this season. Hamilton does it again, and they lead on aggregate, the Stars of the East.
Great move, Nicholas Hamilton. Turned as if he was going on to the left and went back onto the right. Good trickery, lovely pass it was by O'Shane Staple initially, and look at it, kept it close to him, and that was a clinical finish by Nicholas Hamilton. Where has this quality been all season? I guess it's turning up at the right time, in the right place. Kemar Foster, no chance. Look at this, sold it well, and then through the legs, I think, no, just to the right of Binns. Might have taken a slight touch off of him as well. And his third of the season, Nicholas Hamilton, could finish.
Well, he may just be the super sub of these times, and he again comes on at the right time for the Stars of the East with another wonderful finish, and they have the edge with 5 minutes plus any time added for stoppages remaining. The right man for the right time. Waterhouse, your move. What happens next in this dramatic encounter? They have experienced disappointment at the final stage. Waterhouse, they are looking to go into the final of the Premier League for the 4th straight season. They have experienced disappointment at every turn in recent times. Now they could be knocked out of the semi-final stage.
Well, this could be a double blow for the Waterhouse camp. Young reggae boys struggling against Dom Rep with Marcel Gale, and then this news, Waterhouse trail. Wow. Double whammy.
I promise you, Waterhouse couldn't care less what happens with the under-20 team at the moment. Ludlow Bernard at the moment looking like a genius. A player is down for Waterhouse. yellow card is going to be shown to Elvis Wilson. It was for the reaction more than anything else. Ricardo Thomas was trying to buy a free kick there.
Well, Elvis Wilson certainly intentionally, it seems, clipped the back of Trayvon Reed, took out his right ankle, so I'm not sure why he was complaining. Rightful yellow card by Mason.
But he was booked for the reaction. Reed. Harbour View will now try to defend for their lives.
What a playoff story it's been for Harbour View, though. Came in as the most inconsistent team of the six. And they have certainly been very consistent in terms of their play in the playoffs. They defeated an Arnett Garden team that they had only won once in 16 games. And they got the job done. They've come against a Waterhouse team who they have only had one win in 12 matches.
And that was the last time out.
Yeah.
In the first leg semi-final.
And they're looking as if they're going to get it done. Impressive.
They have to defend this though. Waterhouse with the corner kick at the back post, over the top. Anthony Bennett was scrambling there. I think there's going to be a lot of time added for stoppages. We're thinking 6 minutes. Confirming 6 minutes of stoppages to be played.
Still lots of time.
Lots of time.
Bennett is trying to waste a few of them.
Howell. Anglin won it. Sends it up wide to Staple. Staple trying to cut inside himself, lost possession. And what can Waterhouse do with this attack? Late challenge on Campbell. Play continues. And there's a clip on Beadle.
Staple is lucky to get away with that. Isn't he on a yellow card as well, O'Shane Staple?
Jamon Shepherd doing enough there.
The best pass by Binns. Was asking too much of Cardell Benbow, and he was under pressure. Well done by the substitute. They've rode the wave well, Harbour View. Waterhouse certainly started a better team in the first half. Got some chances early in the second half, but Harbour View have stayed close.
Trayvon Reed trying to pick it up and win it from Binns. Binns does well to get away from him. Oh, Odlin Harding goes well. Trying to eat up as much time as possible. Picked up by Murray. Harding is suddenly okay. Murray.
You remember this is his former team, Colorado Murray. His second best season in the Premier League came at Waterhouse when he scored 12 goals for the season.
Odell and Harding. He should remember that he's off the field and he should probably get back on quickly so that his team isn't short. But he is going to enjoy every second of this. It's a young team. The vim, vigor and vitality. a lot of them, if they go through, would be experiencing, even the supporters, a lot of those supporters wouldn't have seen Harbour View in a showpiece final.
2012, 2013, the last time they lifted a trophy, it was in an all-league format.
It was
at that stage, so there were no playoffs. The last time there were a set of playoffs and Harbour View were involved, 2003-04, and they lost. What a moment this would be. No one would have expected Harbour View to be getting through to the final just based on their run into the playoff section.
Nicely done from Reed. Wonderfully done. It's Colorado Murray. Oh my goodness. So much going through his mind in trying to put that one away, and in the end he did nothing.
He froze in the moment. Colorado Murray, wow, against his old team. Maybe he didn't want to sink them further.
Well, it's not done yet. They have to defend for their worth. Harbour View.
That was a build-up of the match, though.
It was, wasn't it?
Lovely play.
When they are at ease, they do look good.
Look at this. Great skill. What a 1-2 pass. How the confidence of Nicholas Hamilton has grown in these playoffs.
Yeah.
So much was expected of him early in the season, Nicholas Hamilton. Only one goal in the entire season. Lost his start in and he's come alive for Harbour View in the playoffs. He's been a super sub. And two brilliant goals, one with the left and one with the right.
Seconds. 90 seconds. That's all the time they need to hold on for. Waterhouse contemplating a long throw here. Leslie's delivery blocked. They have to go for it now. Nothing. A lot happening from the sidelines. Another yellow card comes out. Who's going to be shown to?
Yeah, Reed knew what he was doing. This time no favours.
Seconds remaining. Last chance saloon for Waterhouse. Punted long in a crowd of players, and Anthony Bennett rises high to collect. That is it. The Stars of the East haven't experienced this moment for a while. For the first time since the 2003-2004 season, they make a showpiece finale in the Jamaica Premier League. They have left their best football for last, and they have got the better of a team which knows how to make a final after a final after a final. And Waterhouse disappointed because they were unable to make it for the fourth straight season. And a team disappointed in the finals for the last 3 years have been left disappointed in a semi-final. A lot to contemplate as they think about starting over. So close again. led the league at the preliminary round stage, but they are out at this semi-final stage with Harbourview going through to the final. And we look at the highlights here in the second leg semi-final. Bentnow sending this one inside. Gray probably should have headed that one. Didn't have a lot of time there, and he was on the end of that cross, but couldn't do a lot with it. Bradford's shot was charged down. He would be involved a little bit more in this encounter. Denada Thomas, what a massive chance that was, but needed power and placement. Trayvon Reed driving that one wide. That was close for the Stars of the East. Reed unable to find the target. Murray playing that one through Lewis over the top. There was a deflection on the way through. Saka for Lewis. Could not handle the bounce. Couldn't find the target. Denada Thomas's ball over the top. Mix up at the back between Talbot and Bennett. Gray making himself a nuisance there for the Harbourview back line, and Shaquille Bradford on the stroke of half time giving Waterhouse the lead on the day and tied up on aggregate. Really confusion at the back here, but Bradford did not mind. Neither did the Waterhouse supporters. They were ecstatic. And they could have gone ahead here. This was a massive chance. Ricardo Thomas would want a do-over here. Bentnow was also waiting in the middle. And then they tried to press the advantage. Thomas couldn't quite get a proper shot off. Then that shot from Howell was charged down right in front of the goalkeeper. Angvin was in the way of it. And then he eventually made the clearance. Bentnow again. This was a wonderful ball inside, and what fantastic defending by Staple. Staple just putting it away. Couple of Waterhouse players behind him. Hamilton. What a wonderful finish that was. Nicholas Hamilton. Again, the difference maker. Scored the winning goal in the first leg. And scored the critical goal in the second. And they lead on aggregate. Hamilton in the 84th minute, the super sub of these times, and then close to the end, look at this football. Hamilton and Murray just running out of ideas. Probably too many things going through his mind there. And that was that for the end of this game. Waterhouse with 9 shots, 3 on target. Harbourview with 6, 2 on target. 30 fouls committed in the game. Harbourview committing a couple more. 5 yellow cards were shown to them. They really played a physical game, 2 more than Waterhouse. And you can see Waterhouse at the majority of the corners as they pressed for the equalizer on aggregate, and then the go-ahead goal, but it just wasn't enough, even with the advantage in possession at 55%. But again, not enough. 1-1 on the day, 2-1 on aggregate for the Stars of the East.
Nicholas, you have been a real super sub for Harbourview. Tell me what this victory means for you and the team.
Well, this victory means a lot for the team, you know. We've been working really hard, and at the start of the season our aim was to get in the finals and try to qualify for the CFU. And this victory means a lot to me because I've been having a poor season, and in the 2 semi-final games I stepped up and did it for my team, so I'm really happy.
And how much was your experience, how much did your experience play a part coming off of the bench, knowing what to do, when to do? I
mean, the coach was saying that I'm the weapon off the bench, so me getting out there, I'm anxious to get on the pitch, so when I go out there I just do my best and do my best for the team.
Alright, all the best, Nicholas. Excellent performance today. Enjoy your Man of the Match award.
Okay, thank you very much.
Nicholas Hamilton there, senior player for this Harbourview team now, and 2 goals in the playoffs. Daniel Bentnow joins me, the assistant coach from Waterhouse. Daniel, considering how you would have finished the preliminary round on top, this must be a disappointing end for Waterhouse.
Yes, it's very disappointing, but nevertheless, our view is a good team. They got one chance, they put it away. We got a chance, we scored, but that's just football.
And do you find that did you find today that what you would call the important players, especially up front for you, just didn't get involved in the game enough? Denardo Thomas comes to mind, maybe even Cardell Bembo to a lesser extent.
Yeah, you're right. Cardell and Denardo did not play their best game, but nevertheless, they have brought us this far. So we're very much grateful, and we're looking forward to next season and Kakagaf.
All right, all the best commiserations on the loss, Daniel, but a good season for Waterhouse nonetheless.
Yeah, man, and big up to the community of Houston. All right.
Daniel Bent there, the assistant coach. Ludlow Bernard has gone on a long walk. I think he's trying to get the blood pressure down. Ludlow Bernard, head coach of Harbour. Ludlow, well, you couldn't have asked any more from your boys throughout this entire playoff period.
That's correct. Really a lot of grit and determination on display here today. Not one of our better games, probably the legs starting to tell a bit, but the fight and the determination. I was really pleased with the players that came onto the pitch, because they are the ones that are going to provide a little life and lifeline to the game itself, you know, and Nicholas came up trumps.
You mentioned Nicholas Hamilton has been a frustrating season based on his standards. Lost his starting place to a place on the bench,
yes,
but he's adapted to that very well.
Yes, and many others, of course. But it is part of the professionalism and it's part of the coaching regime. Sometimes a better players is best coming off the bench and providing. We see Ryan Wellington coming off to really solidify things. But all in all, we are glad that we got over this hurdle and we are on our way. We are on our way.
On your way to the final. All the best,
Ludlow. We are in the final. We are on our way now.
On your way?
Yes, to...
Congratulations on the win today.
Thank you very much.
Rest up and prepare well for Sunday.
Okay, thanks.
So, Harbour have booked their spot in the final. Who will join them? Will it be Dunby Holden and Cavalier? Well, the answer comes up next.
Rodolphe, a goal down in the fixture, but from your standpoint, you've seen this all before, nothing to worry about from a Cavalier perspective?
Well, certainly not at the start, but if it gets long and it's still a goal down, then I'll start worrying.
And what kind of things would you be looking to change? How impressed were you from the first leg performance overall?
Well, I think we made their midfield too easy, they played too easy. So we want to start like how we finished the game, more pressing in their half and see what happens.
We noticed quite a few changes. One of the noticeable ones, Giovanni Ling, not in the